make you call God. That's my word. You best check that ticket, fool.
Let me see the ticket.
Do you want to die? Do you want to die?
No.
This man thinks I need to be saved, yo!
He needs something.
Yeah? Well, what do you need, Jack?
Me.
You just said everybody needs something.
I got everything I need.
Wow. It must be great being you. You just remember that you did this, Jack, okay? You brought this on yourself.
And now for our feature presentation.
Patience is brutal. It's waking up every day in the same hell and choosing not to break. It's holding back when your worth's being questioned, when your back's against the wall and the only thing louder than your heartbeat is your rage. And still, you wait. Because deep down, you know. This pain isn't the end. It's the beginning of everything. Regret only comes when silence turns into success. You ain't here to prove them wrong with words. You're here to destroy their illusion of who you were. Quietly. Real strength? It's in silence. It's in that quiet room where you sit with your pain and don't run. Where you sit with your anger and don't explode. You just wait, alone, but focused. Imagine a lion in a cage, not roaring, not moving, just watching. Every fool that passes by thinks he's weak, broken. They throw rocks, they laugh. Stupid lion doesn't even fight back. He's waiting, calculating, healing. That silence, that stillness, that's a warning. But they're too busy talking to hear it. And one day that cage opens, and suddenly, everyone goes quiet. That's patience, preparation, not weakness. Most people are only patient because they think a reward is guaranteed. Be patient. Like nothing's promised. Like nobody's coming. That's how you win. That's what patience does. It blindsides. They won't see you coming. And that's the point. You see, people don't fear what they see coming. They fear what disappears, goes silent, and never explains. That's what makes patience deadly. It doesn't argue. It doesn't scream. It vanishes. And when it returns, it doesn't return to talk. It returns to end.
Well, okay, people, welcome back to the channel. Or if it's your first time here, just welcome. Welcome to episode 10 of Talking Real with Phil. This episode is long needed and overdue. I think it was maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago was the last time I did a episode of Talking Real. And, yeah, I hadn't been in the best places, but I don't feel like I can't get out of this. It always seems to help when I stare in this phone and talk and put a video out. Holidays are always rough for people who are separated from family, that don't have their loved ones. They've lost people. Yeah. I sit here and I will watch videos and try to decide what content I'm going to come with for the next video. What I want to do, with the next episode of this, or do I want to start a new series? I've been doing this a year now. I think I've got like 13 or 14 subscribers, and I don't care about that. I know there's other things that I can do to get people to my channel. It doesn't interest me to do those things. There are some things that I'm passionate about, that I enjoy, and those are things I'd like to talk about and put on the channel. If it interests you, great. If it doesn't, you can click off. I don't make thumbnails for clickbait. I don't do all that horse shit. But in the midst of me spending so much time looking for things I want to do next and planning for my next video, it's always around the holiday time that I get lost. And it sucks because when you relapse in anything, whether it's an addiction like I have, or rehab like I have, physically and mentally right now, that I'm still pursuing. When you relapse in something like that, when I find myself in a place that I was in 2.5 years ago, in the same hole, feeling the same feelings, trying to find a way out. The roller coaster again. I know what it is. I've been here. I've done that. I've been through it. I lived here. I know what comes after this, okay? You know, the anger comes, and then the depression comes, sadness comes, and then regret comes. Just a roller coaster on a spin cycle, just repeats. And you can get to a point, you can go through a relapse so many times that you can get to the point of, I have hit, fuck it, I'm done. I can't start this cycle again. You've heard it for years. The definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. So what I'm trying to do is figure out a different way to get out of this cycle. I'm looking for another way out, hoping that I find a different outcome. So yeah, you could do better, but the holidays are bad sometimes, most of the time. This is where I'm at in my process of the rehab. I started the video on patience, and I've got a very good friend that told me one time that be careful what you pray for, because God just might answer your prayers. Translation, if you pray for patience, you have to be put through it. That means that's going to test you. It's going to break you. It's going to push you to your breaking point. It's going to stretch you as much as you can think that you can possibly be stretched in this lifetime. And when you come out the other side, patience may await you. It may not. But be careful what you pray for. You might get it. I always thought that I had good patience. I've always thought that. You add that to a clock that's 3 years running in the same situation, and you start to think, I can't start this over again. I just can't. I don't have it in me. Yeah, those thoughts cross your mind. They cross my mind. However, I've got a video that I'm going to play here that I came across yesterday. I thought it was very important for people to hear this. I don't know. Maybe you need to hear it. Maybe you don't. The universe lined it up in accordance to where I guess I was supposed to hear this, because maybe this is going to help me find a different path. Maybe this is going to help me find a reserve I didn't know I had. But the universe lined this video up, and I seen it. And I said, okay, I got you. I've got to do episode 10. It's overdue. I've been postponing it and putting it off because I ain't been in the fucking place I want to be at right now. I'm nowhere near in a place where I was at last month. I don't want to fuck with it. And that's why I went ahead and made this video, because I don't want to put it out. But if I don't want to do it, chances are I probably need to fucking do it. So, in some cases. Don't rewind that back. Don't apply that to everything. But if you see something and you feel a certain way, change your world and try to fix that. And if you don't feel like it, do it anyway. And this video is a very definition of that for me. So maybe some of you guys need to see it. Maybe you don't. I did. Again, that was just the God telling me, you need to listen. And I'm trying to figure it out and put it together.
You knew your body was not going to be able to function at that weight for very much longer. And so what was the pivotal moment where you made this decision?
This is why I wanted to do this with you. Thank you for letting me have this space, because this is what I want people to hear, is that every time I thought I had a critical moment, it was an emotional moment. So I'd get all fired up. I've been trying to lose this weight my whole life. And I'd yo-yo 50, 70 pounds down, go back up. Me and my nutritionist, Ian Larios, were looking at notes yesterday. I spent most of 2022 between 480 and 560 pounds. Like that year. That's how much I fluctuated in just a year, up and down.
560, so big.
Crazy. So it's like I was just so when I sat down to try to lose it this time, I said, I'm going to take a different approach. I'm going to really take my time with it. And I'm going to think about what I'm doing and be intentional. I'm not going to let it be an emotional thing where you just jump up and go, I'm going to go run in the day and do. And I was like, let me figure this out. And clearly, I've dealt with drug addiction. So I was like, maybe there's something here. Like, how come, I actually have this in my notes. Overeating wasn't a failure of willpower for me. It was a biological loop that I didn't know how to interrupt.
That's a good way to put it.
You know what I mean?
That's good. The problem with food addiction, as opposed to every other addiction, is that you have to keep doing the thing you're addicted to. It's the only one.
And it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Not that crack isn't everywhere and heroin isn't everywhere, but
it's not. I've never.
Yeah,
I've
there's
never
not
seen
heroin on this table. You know what I'm saying? There's a cookie on here somewhere,
food,
probably.
There has been.
Yeah.
But food is something that you need to sustain you, to keep alive. Like, imagine if you were a gambling addict, but you had to play a few hands of blackjack every day.
Every day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like you had to. Like you got to play at least two.
Stay alive.
Yeah,
so stay alive.
You can imagine I started, and with that mentality, I said, well, the first thing I'll do is, how can I cut back how much I'm eating? And less eating periods. But the first thing I did was started. Every time I said I was going to lose the weight, Joe, I said I lied to myself. We talked about this. I would tell myself, I'm going to do this, I'm going to go do that, and then I'd go tell my family that. So the lie started with me, though. You know, there's a big person listening to this right now, or a drug addict, or somebody who wants to change some part of their life that right now is going, I'm going to start next Monday, you know, or I'm going to start Friday, or I'm going to start. They have a start date. And then that Monday comes and they never do it. I told you, I was like every other fat fuck. Even when I finally did it on Friday, I was like, Monday, I'm waking up and changing my life. And I was like, but I had an idea. I was like, I'm not cutting out food. I'm not dealing with nothing crazy. I'm going to do 2 small things first. I'm going to cold plunge, because I've been watching Dana White do it, and it seems to be working for him. That's how just naive I was to the whole thing at first. I was like, Dana's cold plunging. He got in shape. I was like, and I reached out to Gary immediately. Like right around that 39th birthday, I reached out to Gary Brecka, and I just sent a message to Brecka Blind that said, do you work with fat people? Because I hadn't seen a real case study of fat people yet. And lucky for me, Alina, their daughter, him and Sage's daughter, was a country music fan. So she comes in like, you ever heard of Jelly Roll? And they're like, no. She's like, you got to listen to this song, and then you got to help him. So Gary called, and Gary was like, and I said, Gary, I'm going to start. But he said, just start by trying to get 10,000 steps a day and get in a cold plunge. I'm like, dude, I'm 520-something pounds, Gary. 10,000 steps a day is crazy talk. But I got in the cold plunge for 6 minutes, and I would go for a half-mile walk. That first Monday comes, Joe, it is pissing rain. Pissing rain. I mean, cats and dogs, dude. And I wake up, and I'm like, shit. And I've been studying about lying to yourself. That when you tell yourself you're going to do something and you don't do it, your body then starts to know that you don't mean what you say. So now when you tell your body to do something, your body looks at you like, bitch, you ain't never meant what you said to me.
Right.
You've never followed through. What do you fuck you? You think I'm going to run because you tell me to run, dude? You lie to me all the time. And I was in that concept, and I came out that morning dressed up in my stuff, and I was like, man, that rain's pretty hard. And my family, and this wasn't them being a lack of support, Joe. This was just, I think this was me lying to them for so many years. You know, that they wanted to save me my shame again and my embarrassment. And they go, it's okay. I think my wife's like, it's okay, Papa. But my daughter was like, just wait till the rain quits or do it on the treadmill or something. But in my mind, I was like, no, I'm going outside, you know? And I was like, I'm done lying to y'all, and I'm done lying to me. I told y'all I was going to go do this walk, and I'm going to go do this walk. I didn't want to get emotional this early. But I'm good.
There's nothing wrong with emotions, brother.
I'm coming back from that walk. And I'm coming up my driveway. It's up a big hill. I'm bringing in camel too. It's a huge hill. And I'm coming up the driveway to the hill. And all my family's out there cheering me on. Clapping. Hands up. I'd done nothing but lie to them for years about this weight. I'd done nothing. I'd never proved to them that I was going to change or that I'd be a man of my word in any regard. They had every reason not to go out there and cheer me on. And that was like a big moment. That was the moment, you know, where I was like, damn. And I realized that in addiction, the family will kind of cater to the addict. It's nature. You know, like if somebody in your family was a drug addict, you would help with their kids, or you would feel a need to help in their absence. It's what we do as a family. It's human nature. And I realized then how much my addiction had been hurting his family. My daughter, I think about my son. My brother would have to go throw football with him. I was too big to throw the football. And I was like, that's what my addiction has done to these people. And here they are cheering for me. No, dude, we're turning up. We're going to figure this out.
Ending the video right here, guys. Even when I have these thoughts, I still have to thank God that I am here, and I wake up tomorrow with another chance to figure it out. I hope you guys can figure it out. If not, leave me a comment. Maybe we can work together and figure some shit out. Who knows? I'll reply to every comment. It's because I have no comments. Nobody leaves comments, but it's okay. If you leave a comment, I'll reply. How about that? You can be watching other people do other things, but you're here checking this video out with me, and I do greatly appreciate it, guys. I seriously hope you come back, and I will see you next time.
See? This is just what I've been talking about. I can't even relate to you guys anymore because you're too immature. What? I've got to start hanging out with friends that are a little more intelligent and understand politics and stuff. It's just that I'm up on this level up here, and all my friends are down here.
You don't know what you're talking about, fat ass.
No. Me, nah. You guys, nah. Maybe a little more down in here. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
All this talk of getting old is getting me down my